Take 13. Welcome to Wasco High School in Wasco, California, home of the unbeaten Valley Champion Wasco Tigers football team 2012. I have been an employee here at Wasco High for 4 years. My job is custodial work, and believe me, I stay very busy. With an enrollment of 1,610 students, there is always a need for my services. During the school year, I clean classrooms, which entails dumping trash cans, washing desktops, and vacuuming. I am also responsible for 6 restrooms and making sure the campus is presentable, free from debris. Furthermore, I work alongside fellow employees to assist with student and faculty events. Right now, it's summertime, and that means there is a completely different job description I'm required to fulfill. Summers are all about deep cleaning and getting ready for the new school year. One of the tasks on the list for summer is stripping floors of the old seal and wax in order to prepare it for a new finish. Today, I will show you how to strip a floor. Before I do, I will do an inventory of supplies and equipment for the job and give a brief description of each item and explain why it is important. Then we'll demonstrate. The first thing we need is a floor. I am standing in room 5 of Labs and Science building. A portion of this floor will serve as our demo. Before that, let's take a look at our supplies and equipment. A dust mop is an essential piece of equipment prior to the stripping process. The floor will need to be free from dirt and gum, which can be scraped off with a putty knife or razor. We're not looking for perfection here, just a floor free from unwanted dust or dirt particles, so that the stripping process goes smoothly. Gum, however, has got to go. There are only really 2 liquid supplies needed: the stripping solution and water. The stripping solution, or stripper, is a concentrate that must be mixed with water at the recommended ratio on the back of the stripping solution to ensure that the product breaks up the old wax or seal in order that it can be scrubbed or stripped off the floor surface. The solution is mixed in a mop bucket used strictly to be applied to the area of floor that is being stripped. The product must set for no more than 10 minutes, but at least 5 minutes. This ensures that the floor will be ready to be stripped. Other supplies needed are scrub pads for the stripping machine and auto scrubber. These scrub pads agitate the floor surface made possible by the stripping solution. Simply place the scrub pads in the designated areas on each machine. If the scrub pads are too thin, using 2 pads stacked on top of each other may be necessary to get the full scrub effect. A smaller rectangular scrub pad on a pole may be used to scrub around edges close to the wall where the scrubber cannot reach. After waiting 5 minutes for the stripping solution to work, the stripping scrubber is used first. There is no restricted starting point when using this machine. It is recommended, however, while using it, that a back and forth motion be employed. This ensures that the entire area is being scrubbed. Do not get in too big of a hurry. Scrubbing the floor too fast may mean more work in the long run. Do a thorough job, even making a second pass with the stripping scrubber. To operate the stripping scrubber, make sure your scrub pad is in place and that it is plugged in, and we have both of those completed. Adjust the arm of the machine to fit your liking. To control the scrubber, press down slightly on the handle and it will have a slow floating sensation. But it will allow you to maneuver the scrubber to the desired area. If you feel like you do not have control of the scrubber, simply stop and try again. Failing to press down on the handle, however, will make using the scrubber very strenuous. When done stripping the floor, set the stripper scrubber to the side and promptly use the auto scrubber filled with water to continue to break up leftover wax and vacuum it off the floor surface, covering the entire stripped area. If the scrubber is streaking, it is because it is empty. In such case, take the scrubber outside and drain the dirty water by opening the black drain or the black drain hose attached to the back and emptying it in a drain or grassy area. To operate the auto scrubber, make sure that the battery is charged before beginning the stripping process. If unconnected, connect the battery cables. Located in the middle of the scrubber, just beneath the controls and just above the vacuum squeegee. Turn on the machine and the vacuum line at the top of the control panel. If you forget to turn on the vacuum line, it will begin pouring water in proportion to the amount of water flow allowed by the water dial located on the control panel. In such case, make sure the water is off or closed until in use. If the scrub pad needs to be attached to the auto scrubber, place the attachment underneath the front of the auto scrubber. Release the lever located at the bottom left side of the scrubber, which will press down on the scrub pad attachment. And grip the throttle, which is attached to the handlebar. This will cause the two to connect and you're ready to go. After using the auto scrubber, make sure it is off and the water line is closed. At this time, 2 mops with buckets are needed, both filled with water. Take mop bucket number 1 and mop all the edges and corners. Then mop over the stripped area. Take mop bucket number 2 and go over the area again. The idea is to absorb any leftover stripper and wax that may still be on the floor that was not completely vacuumed by the auto scrubber. The reason for duplicating the process with another mop or mop 2 is to make certain any of the already mentioned substances are not left on the floor due to the first mop being soaked with too much of the stripper and wax. To guard against the aforementioned, keep the water in the mop buckets clean as much as possible. If necessary, a good rinsing of the mops may be required so that the freshly filled mop buckets do not get dirty instantly from dirty mops. Before the floor gets too dry, inspect the area by the baseboards and corners to determine if there is any stubborn wax that did not come up. If so, a straight razor may be needed to scrape off the wax. If needed, mop the area again. The constant mopping is vital for there to be a good new wax finish. After the floor dries, it should have a chalky look, or feel, in some cases, it may be acceptable to have less than chalk effect. It just absorbs the wax product best. Another test, if wearing tennis shoes, is to scuff the shoe down on the floor. It will make a squealing noise almost like a basketball court, but not exactly. Now you're ready to wax. A lot goes into getting a floor ready for the new school year. It is a process, and following the steps presented are important for success. When the wax goes on and the new finish complete, it inspires the satisfaction of a job well done. It may not seem like it when things get messy, but in the end, well worth it.